Well, Trudeau came in 2015 promising that it would be the last election under the first past the post system and that they were going to make every vote count. And those of us in the proportional representation advocacy groups smiled at this because this was the slogan of Fair Vote Canada, and we thought we were getting proportional representation. And we've been working, we have members, Fair Vote Canada has members from all parties, and they've been working within their parties to build support for this, and we thought this was a reflection of the many Liberals who support proportional representation. And so they got elected, and they had this all through 2015. You may remember, I think it was 2015, you may remember the standing committee that toured the country. They came here in British Columbia, and a bunch of us went to talk to them. They got comments from experts and from ordinary citizens, and overwhelmingly, I think about 80% of the people that they consulted with recommended proportional representation. But it turned out what Trudeau wanted was something called the alternative vote, or the instant runoff vote, which is another ranked ballot system with individual one-by-one ridings. So again, you still get those wasted votes, maybe fewer of them because more people get their first or second or third choice. But it's even more of a majoritarian system than our current system. And it tends to favor middle ground type parties, so you can see why the Liberals would prefer it. Some of the models that people ran showed that the Liberals would get an even bigger majority with the way people voted under an instant runoff system or an alternative vote system. So that was what he preferred. He preferred a majoritarian system where it leads to a big majority, where you can make the important decisions without having to compromise. Whereas what people were really asking for, maybe unexpectedly to him, was a proportional system where it was all about compromise and finding an agreement and cooperating. So when those results came back, I don't know what went on inside the Liberal caucus, but they came out and they said, well, we didn't get agreement, and we've got these crazy. Marion Munsell stood up and had this crazy formula. She said, this is too complicated for the simple people of Canada to understand. We're going to stick with the current system that protects us from extremists, some of the familiar scare tactics that we've heard. It was very disappointing. And when I go out on the street and talk to people, or I go door to door, people remember that. People say to me, oh yeah, that's that thing that, when I say proportional representation, they say, oh yeah, that thing that Trudeau said he would do, but he broke his promise. So it did us a favor in a way that people now know what proportional representation is without us even having to talk about it, because the federal government did such great consultation work on that. But they broke their promise, they didn't come through with it, and so we have to push even harder here in British Columbia to show that it's not a scary thing, it's something that will be beneficial for British Columbia.